Pit stop then for Brad as we welcome you all back. It looks like a pit stop for Nick Gishin as well. Is this down to a safety car? It is a full safety car. So again, the possibility that Brad's retirement might have triggered the kick I received. So we look like we're going to get some good action going on towards the end of this one. Nick Gishin has stopped. He is third position. That hands the advantage to Hashim and Pampern, who opted to not use the pit lane here. They're on hard tyres though, so Nick Gishin and Stoffel will look to try and claim that that podium off Hashim and especially off Pampern with that rearmost hard tyre driver with the penalty on the car, as nearly everybody is pitting for fresh softs, I believe. Quick catch up then with position changes. Pampern up 7, Razor and Hamrick and Gachuri Levy up 6 each so far. Avalak is down 6 from his starting position after some contact early on. And in terms of penalties, just those 2 penalties on the board that you can see. Avalak has picked up a 5-second penalty. I imagine that was speeding in the pit lane rather than a major contact, but having not seen it, I can't really comment. So safety car with 5 laps to go. It's the retirement of Brad. Not the first issue Brad has had tonight either. 13 drivers remain, but really this is about the battle at the front of our field. Razor is going to be monstered in the first few sectors after the restart on the hard tyres as well. Chums has put on mediums, interestingly, with only 5 to go. Quite sure why he would do that unless he was already on softs. Confess I didn't see, but I don't think he was. I don't think anybody was on softs prior to this safety car period. Our apologies for the technical issue that leaves us getting kicked and having to restart. We haven't missed much other than the retirement of Brad, so apologies to Brad. That doesn't mean it wasn't important, but in terms of the battle for the podium, he wasn't featuring at that time. So look to the lead, the 2 in the lead here, to be slow away from the restart. Hopefully safety car will be on its way in at the end of this lap. There is a pit stop happening for Razor. He's putting on medium tyres. Maybe there was some contact. You have to change compound when you go in the pits. You can't select the same compound you're already on, I believe. And Razor moves down then, with Chums moving down. He's put on soft tyres for the end, but he's given up some track position. Avalak way off here in 12th place. Fancy he was probably suffering some damage. So it's going to be close between Avalak and Chums on the way out of the pit lane. There it is. As the majority of the field have caught the safety car. Whether these 2 manage to catch before the end of the point at which the safety car will be called in or not remains to be seen. So drivers keeping the tyres warm. It's a big job for the hard runners at the moment at the front of this race. Nick Gishin voluntarily gave up the lead in order to put these tyres on. So he's got to have confidence that he can regain those positions. There is a lapped vehicle in between. That is Jacques, who is lapped and between 2nd place Pampern and 3rd place Nick. I do not think that the lapped vehicle will be allowed to overtake the pack, so Nick will have to dispatch another driver who is also on the soft tyres. Jacques will try and get out of the way, but he can't get out of the way fully. Safety car on its way in then, so we will go racing for 4 laps. And hopefully, if we can clear one of those, we won't see the safety car again. Hashim just weaving the car now. Whether he decides to go right as soon as he can out of turn 15, or he keeps them slow to the start-finish line, that will be up to him. But you have to say it's more likely that he'll be slow on the way all the way to the line to the last possible moment. Here he goes now, but Pampern is going with him. Pampern with a bit of a slipstream here. I'm not sure it'll be enough. It's not enough to challenge down into turn 1. And the AlphaTauri managing to, well, he's kind of in the way here, but Stoffel and Nick fighting amongst themselves. Stoffel absolutely blast past Nick there, and they're struggling around the ghosted lapped driver, but Stoffel getting the better of Nick, and not quite going to plan for Nick here after leading the race for so long. There is a move. Oh, it's Uzi dropping down the order. Midas and Razor swapping over, but Uzi further having another problem that will not please his family watching. They'll be gutted for him. Going through turn 10 then. Nick opens the door here for a good slingshot out, and he was at risk of being passed there. What about Stoffel versus Pampern? Two experienced hands here in our Full Throttle Racing League. They are almost side by side as they go into turn 13. This is helping Hashim get away. Got to say that Pampern, it's only a matter of time, but the more he can hold up the drivers, the fewer places he will probably lose come the end of the race. Whether Hashim can hang on is a big ask. Car 99 Stoffel. That was Adrian Sutil's old number, wasn't it? And he is catching Stoffel here, who is deploying a lot of electrical energy out of the final corner very wisely. And Stoffel hanging on for another lap. We've got a solid and a ghosted AlphaTauri, and it's the solid one who makes contact at the apex of turn 1 with Sir Hamrick, I believe. This is Stoffel, and this is Pampern and Hashim battling at the front. This is not what they need as the hard runners. And Pampern takes the lead using the DRS, or at least some electrical energy. And now Hashim, roles are reversed. He is now the hunted from the Red Bull on the soft tyres behind him. What is happening here? Hashim, I fancy, must have made a mistake going through turns 2 and 3, because that looked like it was going to be plain sailing for him. Away out of turn 9 they go. Hashim has saved some ERS. Pampern very little. So he may have some advantage coming out of turn 14 and 15 the next time through. It is just over 2 laps remain in our Sakhir Bahrain Grand Prix. Pampern and Hashim on the hard tyres. They decided not to pit in the safety car that triggered nearly everybody to go onto softs. So Hashim only spending a very small amount of that ERS as Stoffel catches him. DRS is still not open for these drivers, so it must have been an ERS pass by Pampern earlier on. Fastest lap goes to Uzi. That ghosted lap car of Jacques is causing havoc for the drivers as they try and make their way through. The front three then, Pampern, Hashim and Stoffel, continue with Hashim still holding on to a little bit of ERS here. More than the other two. Trying to play this one smart and keeping some advantage for later. Is anyone looking likely into turn 8? It's not quite. Uzi making his way back up to 10th after it looks like Chums made a mistake. Hashim is going to be vulnerable now. He may need to defend the inside. His eyes are just fully forwards, watching the back here as Sir Hamrick has got through past Nick Gishin. Tremendous stuff. Where has Nick's pace gone on these soft tyres? He was doing so well on the mediums and the hards. He is all at sea on the soft tyres. It's not working out. Remember Pampern with that penalty. So if Hashim finishes within 3 seconds, he will still win this race. And not only that, but Sir Hamrick and Nick Gishin are within range of that too. The final lap begins as Hashim, using the electrical energy deployment, is away and should get ahead here. He's going to have to leave a little bit of room at the apex. No, they touch. Oh, that's just clumsy from the both of them as Sir Hamrick goes through. and Pampern hangs on. Nick Gishen will be fighting with Pampern right to the apex of turn 4. Nick super late on the brakes, very wide, and it's Hashim dropping all the way down to 10th position. What a shame for McLaren tonight. That is a shocker for them, as Pampern, remember, with that penalty, will be out of range of this podium. Nick needs to just sit pretty, because Pampern, if he makes contact, he's risking another problem. Oh.